Blabber.
But when you came into the show and started doing the drilling down, it looked like you guys were like in a closet somewhere. I don't know, this tiny little room.
Yeah, that
where was that at?
That was New York City.
Okay.
New York City at the history offices, and the late Kevin Burns, who created the show, who found out that the brothers existed and started pressing them to do a TV show. They said no to him twice. And he just kept pressing and saying, this is going to be a great show. And his vision of the drilling down role was to have kind of like an embedded journalist, like a Geraldo Rivera type at first, like on the island,
right
behind the scenes. Here's what's going on now, like literally peering over their shoulders. But because the show was still kind of at that beginning of the third season, you got to remember they did way less episodes that first season. I think they did 6. So it was a totally different animal. So the idea was like, let's get them in here. Let's interview them and kind of and see what we got. And just this show was so dense historically. And so many people like you had questions about it. Well, wait a minute, what history? What are you talking about 1795? All that stuff. So we like, let's lay it out on a table and let's just do it that way. And that's how it started. Then it became that kind of in the field thing. As a matter of fact, this season coming up, what I do on Drilling Down is going to be much more, you'll see much more like that kind of Geraldo Rivera type of guy in the field type thing. So it's going to be fun.
Well, it's the other thing that showed how they, over time they warmed up to you. They really seemed reluctant to talk about much of anything that first year that you were doing Drilling Down. They were very tight-lipped, short answers. They just were not, at least from a viewer's perspective, I'm just like, boy, these guys just don't want to talk about anything. And now it's like, no matter what you ask them, it seems like they're fine talking about it and stuff like that. I mean, it didn't take 7 years, whatever. After like a season or two, I think they started to warm up to you and they started to, have confidence in you and stuff. So, but I just thought it was funny, like that first season of you doing Drilling Down, I'm like, I was just praying for you because I was just like, he's digging, he's trying. Well, and
there was an immediate like I wouldn't say adversarial, of course, but there was an immediate thing where like I came in almost like I was with the network. It seemed like
I'll bet, yeah,
right, because I came in with people from history, with producers from history. We roll in these SUVs to Oak Island, and like. And I'm coming into like, and I know for a fact those brothers thought I was going to like grill them. Like, okay, here's this network guy. They brought in this host guy and he's going to grill us. And it's, I think like question 2, I made them like laugh. They laughed.
Right.
And then it started getting easier for them. Then in New York City, we really got to kind of know each other. Went out to dinner all together as a group with Kevin. Got to tell Rick and Marty my story, but I'm a family man. Told them just what I told you, my history, working actor. And they started going, okay, this kid's from Boston. He's not some fancy Dave Blankenship used to call me City Boy because of New York City. I'm like, Dave, like I grew up in an area like Oak Island,
right.
So once we got to know each other, and then over the years they saw that my heart was true and that I shared a lot of the same values as them. And now we're like family members. Like I love them like brothers,